What's up, Comicbook.com? Happy 8/23/16. Yes, that means today's date is Numbers from Lost. I'm super excited about it. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'm jealous of your birthday because I remember Lost every day, and I wish it was still on. Anyway, today's top stories for Comic Book Now. We're talking about Brock Lesnar. Sounds like he's kind of being a dick, and Norman Reedus is kind of showing his. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 concept art, Vin Diesel and The Rock. We got some more fuel to that fire a little bit, or maybe it's kind of squashed. I'll get to it. And we got some Spider-Man Homecoming casting, so we'll get to that last. Comic Book Now, though, it starts right now. Let's start with this Brock Lesnar story. SummerSlam happened Sunday night. Brock Lesnar defeated Randy Orton. He totally elbowed the crap out of Randy Orton's head. A big gash came out. There was blood everywhere, which is a new thing, kind of, because WWE has been getting away from showing blood in their shows. And there was a whole, it was like Ric Flair blood mask type deal all over Randy Orton's face. Apparently, backstage, Chris Jericho wasn't happy to see that. He was wondering if this was staged or if this was part of the show or if this was a serious injury that wasn't getting stopped. Looks like it was a serious injury that wasn't getting stopped. So Jericho may have been onto something. In any case, Jericho was causing a little bit of a ruckus with his opinion backstage. Brock Lesnar got back there, didn't appreciate the ruckus, and started calling Jericho some names. There was a shoving match. There were some words exchanged. Triple H got involved. And then it all just probably escalated, I think, is my understanding of it, until Vince McMahon came down and was like, yo, stop. And when the boss says that, you kind of have no choice. But Brock Lesnar sounds like he's stirring up some stuff down there. And he also called out Conor McGregor. Let's see, Brock, you do have 150 pounds on Conor? I don't know. Whatever. I'll let you guys judge that one. Next up, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We got some sweet concept art. It's going to be in Empire Magazine. James Gunn shared it on Facebook and Twitter. Really cool stuff to take away from this picture. First of all, I'm super pumped for Guardians 2. Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, is one of my favorite movies ever, let alone comic book movies. But Quill's got some short sleeves. He's looking pretty hip. More importantly than Quill's short sleeve situation, though, Drax is rocking a jetpack. Gamora's got a gun. Groot is having the best Monday ever. Well, it's Tuesday now, but this picture was posted on Monday. If your Monday was as good, if you were as happy as this baby Groot is in this picture, then you're doing everything right. But yeah, I do have a little bit of a chat James Gunn and I had, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, back at Comic-Con. I figured I'd throw that in here for you, and if you want to see the whole thing, you go check it out on YouTube. But here's a little piece of us talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So we're finally headed back to this world of Guardians of the Galaxy. What are you most excited about to go back to this world that you've now established?
You know, I think the first movie we set out to create a movie that wasn't what people expected, that was took them to new places, that was both much funnier, much more colorful, and much more emotional than they thought it was going to be. I think this movie's the same way. And we take twists and turns in the stories that I don't think you're going to expect. And I think it starts with today and revealing, this is about Baby Groot. This is about Ego the Living Planet being Quill's father. It's a very unique situation to start with.
So, James Gunn taking us to the cosmos once again with Guardians Volume 2 in May next year. Ego is the father. We got some concept art. We're going to start seeing that ad campaign roll out, and I know we're all excited for a trailer. It's definitely going to be out by Doctor Strange in November, so we'll see. Next up, we're talking about this Vin Diesel and The Rock thing. We all remember when The Rock took to Facebook to share a little feud with his millions of The Rock's fans. And that, from what I'm hearing from people involved with the film, is that this was kind of blown out of proportion. Now, this could fall on Dwayne's shoulders, the reason that happened. He obviously took to Facebook, voiced all of this stuff, all of his concerns, and called whoever his feud was with a candy ass. Now, I'm hearing it was with Vin. I've also heard that they met and squashed it, and it's all good now. Vin Diesel, though, did go on Facebook Live and say that the Hobbs role was originally written for someone else. Now, it didn't sound like he was saying this in a way that was like, oh, you know what, we did Rock a favor by bringing him in. It was that, they originally wrote it for Tommy Lee Jones, which is kind of weird to think about. Hobbs kicks ass, and Tommy Lee Jones is like, how old now? Anyway, so he said that, and he said that it was because the fans wanted him to work with Dwayne, so he did work with Dwayne. Then the fans wanted him to work with Jason Statham. So he worked with Jason Statham, and now he's got a whole bunch of new cast members coming in, Fast 8, like Christopher Hivju from Game of Thrones and whatnot. But, yeah, so I don't know if that's fueling the fire. I think it's squashed from my understanding of it, but just something to note because Vin and The Rock are two of the powerhouses in action movies right now. They should be getting along. Next up, some Walking Dead news. Norman Reedus apparently ran to the set of The Walking Dead Season 6 totally naked. No, we don't have any pictures of it for all of you looking, you You people. Anyway, he ran to the set in the commentary for the season 6 DVD and Blu-ray, which is out today. I totally recommend picking it up because it's got that uncensored Negan scene, lots and lots of F words. Totally changes the scene, I'll tell you that. He said Greg Nicotero, the executive producer, was watching the First Time Again episode on commentary and said, "This is the episode you ran naked to." They had a double dressed up for Norman, and Norman was like, "Nope." He stripped his clothes off, ran to set, and got in his clothes right there in front of everybody. So that happened. And also, there's a whole bunch of promos for season 7. Lucille, who's going to get Lucille'd promos. So if you want to check those out, they're on ComicBook.com/The Walking Dead. And finally, our last story here: Spider-Man: Homecoming, which had a set visit yesterday, and I'm hearing it was freaking awesome. Lots of news about that. It's not going to be out, but it sounds like they're doing some really cool stuff with that movie. Jonah Chow has been cast. No word on who she's playing, but she's been cast, so that's what we can tell you. Let's turn it over to questions. Do we have a Twitter question? Let me see if we can bring it up here. And you guys could start dropping your questions in the comment section. What's our question? I can't see it. What? Do I see a possible team up between Dwight and Daryl on The Walking Dead? Oh, there we go. I got it now. Jennifer Renson. No, absolutely not. I don't think they'll ever get along. Daryl holds grudges, unless you're his brother. So no, I don't see that happening. I do see Dwight turning into a good guy, just like he did in the comics. But I do not ever see them getting along. That's not going to happen. Daryl watched Dwight kill Denise right in front of his face with his own crossbow, and he's riding his bike, and he's rocking his jacket. They ain't ever getting along. Let's see what we got in the comments section here. If you guys have questions, drop them in. Doctor Strange cameo in Thor. We talked about this yesterday. Absolutely, I think it's happening. A new set photo from Thor Ragnarok showed off 177A Bleecker Street, Sanctum Sanctorum's address, Doctor Strange's home. So yes, I do fully believe that Doctor Strange is going to be in Thor Ragnarok. I mean, we can't say for sure, but they're filming in New York. Why else would they be in New York other than Thor wants to further explore this stuff with the Infinity Gems? Oh, and by the way, yeah, Anthony Hopkins is there looking like Old Man Odin. That's right, I said it, Old Man Odin. What other questions we got? We got any questions today, guys? Spider-Man trailer. I think the Spider-Man trailer will probably be attached to Doctor Strange. That would be my guess. I know Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is going to be the heavy push at that time, but November is only, 8 months before July? So I think it's going to be time to start pushing Spider-Man as well. We get DC movie trailers like a year in advance. Marvel doesn't really do them that early, but I could totally see Spider-Man's trailer being attached to Doctor Strange as well as Guardians, Guardians will be 6 months out. So I don't know. If they want to focus on Guardians really heavily, then maybe not, but I can't imagine they would hold it. They could always hold it and attach it to Rogue One in December. I don't know. I want to see a Spider-Man trailer ASAP. Maybe it's wishful thinking. What were my thoughts on Suicide Squad? I liked it a lot. I thought Deadshot was the best part. That we should have seen a more Joker in order to make a definitive decision on Jared Leto's performance. Harley Quinn was fun. They should have done a different villain. Didn't need to go full magic in the third DC movie. Will Silver Surfer be in Infinity Wars, says Marcus Davis. Cool last name, bro. Legally right now, the way it stands, no, they cannot be because 20th Century Fox holds the rights to Silver Surfer. Could a deal be in the works? Absolutely, I think so. But as of right now, no, they can't, and they won't be. Nova in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, no, I don't think so. He was originally in the script for the first one. They took him out. Nova is one of my favorite heroes in the comics. I really, really, really want to see him in the movies. So, and I don't know when that'll happen. I'm waiting on the call for them to be like, "Yo, we want you to play Nova," and I'll be like, "Yeah, okay, I quit. I'm out. I'm on my way." But no, I don't think we'll see Nova in Guardians Volume 2. I think he'll probably be one of those characters that comes on down the line and gets like teased a little bit almost because the Nova Corps and all that different stuff could establish him in the MCU and tease him because he's not super well known to non-comic fans, obviously. Most of these characters aren't, but I think they got to kind of build that up, and then once characters like Iron Man and Captain America and Thor start to phase out, they need that roster going forward, which is going to be Black Panther and Spider-Man and Captain Marvel and hopefully Nova. I'm totally game for Nova, but I don't think we see Nova until Phase 4 or 5 of the MCU. Hey, what's up, Orlando? Chris Collins. Do you think the plots will be better in DC and better villains as we get closer to the Justice League movie. Well, we don't have that many more movies before Justice League. I think Wonder Woman's going to be really good. I think it's going to have a Captain America First Avenger vibe there, since it's World War I. Cap First Avenger was World War II. It's just like that prequel setting. Also kind of going to be an origin story. I think Patty Jenkins is doing a great job. I think that trailer looked fantastic. I've only heard good things about the set visits. Yeah, I think, what else do we have before Justice League? There's one more, I think, in early 2017. It's slipping my mind which one it is. But that said, I think Wonder Woman's going to be very good. The Flash comes out before Justice League, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to start to come together in ways that both critics and fans will jointly appreciate those movies. Let's get one last question. Have you heard any of the flap between Marvel Disney paying critics to give negative reviews to DC movies like Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad? Okay, guys, stop. Just drop that. Like, seriously, is that really a conversation? John Brooks, I'm sorry for calling you out right now, but if you believe that Disney is paying critics for bad reviews, I can't believe I'm even talking about this. That's absurd. I wrote reviews for Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad. Where's my money? Seriously, that's unbelievable that people think that. I get it. We love DC. We love the characters. We love the comics. But the movies haven't been jointly loved because they've been fun. They've had aspects that we've really enjoyed. But realistically, you know, not everyone has different opinions, and some critics like them, and a lot of critics are going in there looking for a good movie, not a good portrayal of a comic book character on the screen. They're looking for a good movie. And I'll say this, I loved Suicide Squad, but as a movie itself, as a whole movie, it wasn't a great movie. It wasn't incredibly memorable. It was just fun, and it had good characters, which to me is very important. But as a whole movie, it's in the long run going to be forgettable in the grand scheme of comic book movies. So no, nobody's paying me to say that. Disney, where's my check? No, nobody's paying me to say that. That's not a thing. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that's all we got time for today. Thanks so much for joining. We will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll see you then. If you want to talk in the meantime, hit me up on Twitter at BrandonDavisBD, and follow us on Comic Book's social media channels, which are pretty much all of them. See you later, guys.